In today's show, Bitcoin price bounces after Amazon stock gains 15% and US tech comeback. That's right, in today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest astrology for men, aka technical analysis. As Rec Capital shares here, Bitcoin is still forming an indecision candle just below the key resistance of 38,650. That said, for the time being, Bitcoin is able to hold the top of last week's candle as support. Technically, Bitcoin is still inside the $28,000 to $38,000 range until further notice, and as Pentoshi shares here, as Bitcoin enters the green zone, my bear watch ends and bull watch begins. Crazy how that works. Months of macro-based bear posting after a deviation. Soon, most will think it's over when it really just begins. Billionaires, nations, institutions compete for scarcity. Let's go. And speaking of billionaires, Mexico's third richest man, Ricardo Salinas, says the number one application of Bitcoin is it's unseizable. That's right. And this just in breaking news. People can now buy Bitcoin at over 200,000 retail outlets across South Africa through the Azteco Bitcoin vouchers. And more breaking news, Russian Kremlin estimates that $2 billion in annual earnings will come from regulating Bitcoin and crypto. That's right, Russian Chamber of Commerce urges government to acknowledge Bitcoin mining as business. And Max Kaiser's response, Russia's getting ready to make Bitcoin legal tender in retaliation for US/NATO buildup of military forces in Ukraine. Oil expected to top $120. Also in today's show, Coachella Music and Arts Festival partners with FTX US to issue Solana-based NFTs. That's right, on their official Twitter account, they announced getting into the NFT space, and they announced their partnership with FTX US and said that the NFTs are minted on the Solana blockchain. Also in today's show, Bitcoin bulls may ignore Friday's $730 million options expiry by saving their energy for $40K. That's right, today $730 million in options is set to expire. I'll be breaking down the bears' fight to keep Bitcoin below 37,000, as well as the bulls need 38,000 to balance the scales. Also in today's show, Bitcoin setting up for unexpected bullish impulse, according to top crypto analysts. As he shares here, many are expecting a rejection around 40 to 44,000 and then a dump below sub 30,000. I'm expecting a pullback at 40 to 44,000, but still expecting 30 to 32,000 to hold, and then a breakout to $50,000 plus. Would be cool if we just grind through 40 to 44,000 on the first go. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, many of the major alts are pumping and in the green. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Bitcoin 2022 conference in Miami is going down April 6th to the 9th, and I just purchased my hotel and plane ticket, so I will most definitely be there. Now check it. You can see some of the main speakers include Nayib Bukele, Michael Saylor, Saifedean Ammous, Adam Back. We got Preston Pysh, Jack Mallers, and the list goes on and on. Now obviously this is the biggest Bitcoin event in the history of Bitcoin. We're gonna have over 35,000 attendees and over 450 speakers from all around the world. And to help celebrate, I decided to link up with iTrust Capital to run a special promo because I missed last year's event and I don't want any of you to miss out. So this year, we're giving away 2 free tickets. Here's how you can enter to win a free ticket. All you need to do is comment on this Twitter thread on why you want to attend, tag 2 friends you would like to come, then retweet. It's that simple, and then 2 winners will be announced next week. And real quick, before I kick off today's show, today's episode is brought to you by BlockFi, the leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. They have a special promo they're running right now where you can get up to $250 in Bitcoin for funding your account today. And their flagship products include their BlockFi interest account, where you can earn up to a 9% APY with no minimum balance and no hidden fees. And of course, you can buy, sell, and trade the top cryptocurrencies instantly 24/7, 365, and also have a BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card where you can earn 3.5% Bitcoin back on all your purchases within your first 90 days, then get an unlimited 1.5% back in Bitcoin on everything you buy thereafter. And they also offer crypto-backed loans where you can borrow against your crypto at rates as low as 4.5% APR with no prepayment penalties, no impact to your credit, and receive the funds the same business day, truly making this a no-brainer. So go ahead and click my referral link in the description right down below and get up to $250 in Bitcoin for funding your account today. And let's start stacking those sats, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Holla at your boy. It feels good to see Bitcoin back above $40,000 as Bitcoin recovered much of his recent losses today, but concerns remain that a retest of 30,000 was incoming. And right here, you're looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart, which is looking pretty bullish. Now, data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin returning to 38,000 today, up over 2% in 24 hours. The pair saw a strong comeback overnight after suffering at the hands of the U.S. stock sellers for 2 days straight. A similar turnaround for tech stocks later on Thursday, with Amazon gaining 15%, set the stage for Bitcoin to rise in step, with Bitcoin proponents nonetheless criticizing the over volatility of some equities. And as crypto analyst Mikhail Van-de-Poppe shares here, looking at the markets, we're seeing a good bounce of Bitcoin as a result of Amazon showing positive numbers and the U.S. indices showing strength. The U.S. dollar currency index also showing weakness due to the ECB statements. For Bitcoin price action, let's first break $38,200 to $38,600. And on Thursday, he shared overall most likely cases another sweep of the lows for Bitcoin around 30 to 33,000. And after that, we create a bullish divergence and the fun continues. And checking out the latest from Rec Capital, Bitcoin is still forming an indecision candle just below the key resistance of 38,650. That said, for the time being, Bitcoin is able to hold the top of last week's candle as support. Technically, Bitcoin is still inside the $28,000 to $38,000 range until further notice. And crypto trader Pentoshi looks on the longer time frames, punctuating months of cautious forecasts on Bitcoin with fresh hope for resurgence. As he shares here, as Bitcoin enters the green zone, my bear watch ends and bull watch begins. Crazy how that works. Months of macro-based bear posting after a deviation. Soon most will think it's over when it really just begins. Billionaires, nations, institutions compete for scarcity. Let's go. Bitcoin game theory in full effect. Also, Ethereum hit a 2-week high, now above $2,800 and up 10% for the day, as well as Solana leading the way, up over 10% as well. Now, Ethereum outpaced Bitcoin to pass $2,800 as trader and Bollinger Bands creator John Bollinger suggested that the current levels were a satisfactory buy zone for his Ethereum allocation. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, this seems like a good at the spot for my ETH USD position. And Mikhail Van-de-Poppe shares Ethereum is acting even stronger than Bitcoin here. Now, the third richest man in Mexico, Ricardo Salinas, says the number one application of Bitcoin is it's unseizable. That's definitely one of my favorite factors when it comes to Bitcoin as well. Also, this just in, people can now buy Bitcoin at over 200,000 retail outlets across South Africa through the Azteco Bitcoin vouchers, as well as Russian Kremlin estimates that $2 billion in annual earnings will come from regulating Bitcoin and crypto. Russian Chamber of Commerce urges the government to acknowledge Bitcoin mining as business. And as Max Kaiser shares here, Russia is getting ready to make Bitcoin legal tender in retaliation for US/NATO buildup of military forces in the Ukraine. Oil expected to top $120. Now, could you imagine Russia adopting Bitcoin as legal tender? That would put the game theory in full effect worldwide. Now, before I break down next story of the day, Coachella Music and Arts Festival partners with FTX US to issue Solana-based NFTs, as well as Bitcoin bulls may ignore Friday's $730 million options expiry today by saving their energy for $40K, as well as Bitcoin setting up for unexpected bullish impulse, according to top crypto analysts, Credible Crypto. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the major alts pumping back in the green, with Bitcoin up 4.3% for the day, trading at around that $38,000 mark. We have Ether up almost 10%, trading back above $2,800. Solana up 10%, trading at $104. Luna up 7.5%, trading just under $51. And Avalanche up 9%, trading at $71. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Since 1999, the festival, co-founded by Rick Van Santen and Paul Tollett, called Coachella, has been a popular music and arts event with its highest attendance in 2017, peaking 250,000 attendees. Music acts have played at various Coachella festivals, including performers like the Chemical Brothers, Rage Against the Machine, Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Jurassic 5. Coachella celebrated its 20th anniversary in 2019 and had to cancel the 2020 event due to the COVID pandemic. Now, Golden Voice, the firm that operates Coachella, revealed on June 1st that the event will return on April 15th to the 17th this year, featuring artists like Swedish House Mafia, Harry Styles, and Kanye West. On February 1st, Coachella's official Twitter account announced it was launching NFTs minted on the Solana blockchain. Quoting them here, we have partnered with FTX US to build an environmentally friendly marketplace on Solana. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to the following charities, and a royalty will support the creators involved. I want to give a quick shout out to iTrust Capital, the world's largest crypto IRA platform with over $3.5 billion in transactions. If you're looking to trade crypto, crypto, tax-free? Look no further than iTrust. And yes, they are backed by the world's leading institutional cold storage provider, Coinbase Custody, with a $320 million insurance policy. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below to take advantage of the #1 crypto IRA provider in America. And if you sign up today, you're going to receive a $100 funding reward as a free bonus. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below, and let's start stacking those sats tax-free. So there you have it. And before I break down next story of the day, Bitcoin bulls may ignore Friday's $730 million options expiry by saving their energy for 40K, as well as Bitcoin setting up for unexpected bullish impulse, according to top crypto analysts, Credible Crypto. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above $1.6 trillion with $104 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And the current Bitcoin dominance is 41.7%, with the Ether dominance at 17.4%. And checking out the top gainers within the top 100, as you can see, virtually all the major cryptos are pumping and in the green. You gotta love it. And now checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we're currently rated a 20 in extreme fear, same as yesterday, last week a 24, and last month a 24 in extreme fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That can be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. The past few months have been less pleasant for Bitcoin bulls, but they are not alone. Persistent comments from the U.S. Federal Reserve hints at a plan to raise interest rates in 2022, and this is causing investors to seek protection in inflation-protected bonds. The Monetary Authority signaled its intention to substantially raise the benchmark interest rate, and they will also gradually reduce the monthly purchase of debt assets. Now, even though some crypto investors deem Bitcoin digital scarcity as inflationary protection, that does not change its volatility. I also like to point out that volatility equals life force. In turn, it causes the asset price to move in tandem with risk markets, as we can see here in this chart, which shows the Bitcoin price in blue against the smaller U.S. listed companies as measured by the Russell 2000 Equity Markets Index. And unlike the S&P 500 or the Dow Jones Industrial Index, this benchmark excludes those tech giants. Thus, the smaller companies are usually considered riskier and more impacted when investors fear an economic downturn. However, the negative performance did not scare investors, as the Canada-based Purpose Bitcoin ETF attracted over $38 million worth of Bitcoin this Tuesday, its third largest daily inflow to date. The fund now holds 31,032 Bitcoin, equivalent to $1.2 billion. Now, regardless of investor sentiment, Bitcoin bulls could face a $120 million loss if the Bitcoin price moves below 36,000 on Friday's options expiry. That's right, we have 730 million in options set to expire today. So according to the Friday's options expiry open interest, Bitcoin bulls place heavy bets between 40 and 44,000. And while these levels might seem optimistic right now, Bitcoin was trading above 42,000 just 2 weeks ago. So do keep that in mind, that the bears will fight to keep Bitcoin below 37,000. Here are the three most likely scenarios for Friday's options expiry. The imbalance favoring each side represents a theoretical profit. Between 35 and 37,000, there's 950 calls versus 4,200 puts. The net result is 120 million favoring the bear instruments. Between 37 and 38,000, there's 1,650 calls versus 3,300 puts. The net result favors the bear instruments by 60 million. And between 38 and 39,000, there's 4,230 calls versus 1,700 puts. The net result is balanced between call and put options. This crude estimate considers call options used in bullish bets and puts options exclusively in neutral to bearish trades. However, this oversimplification disregards more complex investment strategies. Now let's discuss the bulls, which need 38,000 to balance the scales, which is ironically right where we're at the time of this recording. So still the same rationale applies to Bitcoin bears, because pinning Bitcoin below 37,000 can easily cause them to secure 120 million in profit. And considering the short-term negative sentiment caused by tighter macroeconomic conditions, the Bitcoin bulls should pace their energy for a sustainable recovery to 40K and higher instead of wasting efforts right now. So there you have it. Do you feel that Bitcoin can maintain that $40,000 support and rise above? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And before I break down our final story of the day, Bitcoin setting itself up for unexpected bullish impulse, according to top crypto analysts. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,000 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my crypto merch store, now live at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, the daily letter, which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, the blog I update daily, which can be found at cryptonewsyes.com. cryptoanalyst.com. Also be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And of course, you can find me on the major podcasting platforms such as Spotify and iTunes. And if you're listening to the pod, be sure to check out the YouTube channel at cryptonewsalerts.net for the full premium experience with video. And of course, you can follow me on crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok. So wherever you're at, be sure to follow me there. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. A popular crypto analyst is making the case for why Bitcoin might be on the cusp of a breakout after 2 months of disappointing price action. The pseudonymous trader, Credible Crypto, tells his 305,000 Twitter followers what the general consensus is for Bitcoin after its late January rally from the 33,500 level to a whisker below 39,000, as he shares here. On crypto Twitter, many are expecting a rejection around 40 to 44,000 and then a dump below sub 30,000. I'm expecting a pullback at 40 to 44,000, but still expecting 30 to 32,000 to hold. And then a breakout to $50,000 plus would be cool if we just grind through 40 to 44,000 on the first go. Two, though, Credible then takes to video sharing website Loom to do an in-depth Bitcoin chart analysis. He says that chart watchers may not even realize when the breakout they've been looking for is actually on the way. Quoting him here, it's not easy to tell that we have started a new impulse until it's already very, very apparent. What I mean by this, we get an impulse, so you get some consolidation. We get another small impulse, we get some consolidation. At this point, people are thinking we're at supply. We're going to break down and head down from here. But realistically, what sometimes happens is what will typically happen if we're already working on the next impulse is we'll consolidate and we'll lift off and continue up and get these aggressive impulse moves followed by shadow consolidations and then more and more aggressive moves. And by the time we know what's happening, you zoom out, your fifth wave is already well on its way and we are just bursting to the upside. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Credible Crypto. Now, Credible revisits the 2019 charts when Bitcoin surged from 4,000 level to nearly 13,000 to compare that breakout action to what might be on the horizon for Bitcoin this year in 2022. As he shares here, just like what happened at 12 to 14K, the expectation is the key area of supply that we broke down from, we're going to reject off this level. We're going to come back down. This is just a dead cat bounce. We're going to make lower lows. And at this point, people were like, Bitcoin's going to zero, the Peter Schiffs of the world, right? But the idea being that we're probably going to make lower lows, or even that maybe we're going to return to this level here at 4,200 to retest this area and then move up. That's the logical thing that you'd expect after approaching this very significant area of supply. Rather than that, we consolidated here and then boom, another impulse. Now, Credible Crypto concludes by saying he's mentally preparing himself for Bitcoin to resist the recent trend of correcting after each impulse up. As he shares here, the general consensus is that we're going to reject at these regions, but I am mentally prepared for something like this where we don't get another dip. It's just good to be aware of all the possibilities. Touche. Shout out to Credible Crypto. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin price bounces after Amazon stock gains 15%. And U.S. tech comeback. Also shared breaking news that people can now buy Bitcoin at over 200,000 retail outlets across South Africa, as well as Russia, talking about regulating Bitcoin and crypto and potentially adopting it as legal tender, as Max Kaiser points out. We also discussed Coachella partnering with FTX US to issue Solana-based NFTs, as well as Bitcoin bulls may ignore today's $730 million options expiry by saving their energy for 40K, as well as Bitcoin setting itself up for unexpected bullish impulse, according to top crypto analysts, Credible Crypto. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode. Luigi Mario wrote, "Hey JV, great show as always. I'm clearing my schedule so I can attend the Bitcoin 2022 conference in April. This conference will be epic. Let's freaking go. Literally. Peace, bro." Luigi, I appreciate your continued support, fam. And that's great news regarding attending the Bitcoin 2022 conference in April. I'll be announcing the 2 winners of the free tickets this weekend. Hodl. And our next featured comment comes from Seriously You Jest. "Finally, I decided when Bitcoin would hit $1 million wasn't important. Rather, how can I acquire additional discretionary fiat to sweep into it? Now sweeping anything left over is not only easy, but things I'd rather buy than sweep into Bitcoin shrinks. Stack on, folks. Great point, fam. Keep stacking them sats." Hodl. And our third and final feature comment comes from Russell Dean, who wrote, "What's up, JV? When people say that Tone Vays is always bearish, they're not telling the whole story. Tone believes 100% we're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin in the near future. Real talk, Tone is not always bearish. He also predicts $100,000 Bitcoin, so much respect to Tone Vays. One love. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below. And real quick before I go, just a quick reminder that the Bitcoin 2022 conference in Miami is going down April 6th through the 9th. And for your opportunity to attend the largest Bitcoin conference of all time, to meet myself and the top influencers in the cryptosphere, go ahead and check out this Twitter thread I'll include in the show notes below the video in the description. Here's how you can enter to win a free ticket. All I need to do is comment this tweet on why you want to attend, tag 2 friends you would like to come, retweet, and next week I will be announcing the 2 winners. So go ahead and take advantage of it, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. Peace.